Hey guys, what is up? It's me. Just here to make a quick video. He's trying to make a quick video. This is this is one of those rare two topics in one video. First off, Spearman just made a video. He talked about how John Cena versus the Undertaker is probably not going to be happening this year because Undertaker's hurt. John Cena's hurt, and Undertaker was just last time. Undertaker was in a rivalry with Kane, and John Cena was in sort of a rivalry with CM Punk in the Nexus. So, but I just want to say something real quick about that. I know a lot of people don't want to see that happening because they don't like John Cena, yours included. But I do respect John Cena. A lot of people think, oh, I hate Cena, I hate his guts, yada yada yada. But I don't like his in-ring. I don't like him seeing him on TV. Meaning that I don't like him as a professional wrestler. Because to me, he's not a professional wrestler. He's a superstar. He's not a professional wrestler. But I do respect him. I do respect John Cena. I'm sure the guy, from what I hear, he's a really nice guy. And he's a hard worker, so I'm not gonna bash Cena that much. And if I have bashed Cena to the mix, I do apologize. Just going a little too much there. But anyway, if I was WWE, I would make John Cena versus the Undertaker. The only other opponent I can think of that hasn't faced the Undertaker at WrestleMania that I think would be good is Chris Jericho. The reason why about Chris Jericho, I know kind of thinking maybe Christian back in my head, but the thing with Chris Jericho is, the guy, I know for, Chris Jericho's a rare guy. He's a main eventer / mid-carder. Yes, he's, won Intercontinental Championship so many times, but then again, look how many times he's been a World Heavyweight Champion. Look how many times has he been in the main event. So, but again, that wouldn't make too much sense either if, because Jericho's on tour with Fozzy right now, so, yeah, I mean, if I was WWE, I would book Undertaker versus Cena. The reason why is, it sells. It sells. I mean, think about it. That is a big blockbuster main event right there. And WWE would make that the main event. Come on, John Cena in the Undertaker streak. Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels last year, guys, was the main event. John Cena, we all know, about 99% of the time is in the main event at pay-per-views. So this is going to be a main event. So I'm just saying that, yes, do I think it would be a great match? Do I think it would be a good match? Yeah, probably. So, yeah, if I was WWE, I would book that. But anyway, enough about that. Speaking of WrestleMania, we're on the road to WrestleMania, as SmackDown vs. Raw would say. As you guys know, the Royal Rumble, I believe, is in 2 weeks. I could be wrong. It's in 2 weeks. Because this Sunday is Genesis. Yeah, TNA. Genesis. But, oh shit, I gotta make a prediction here. Excuse my language. But yeah, the road to WrestleMania is coming up soon, and it's interesting because there's WWE to me needs to. I know WWE needs to take risks. They're a multi-billion-dollar industry, and they're afraid to take risk. Let me tell you something, WWE. Why in the blue hell would you be scared of taking risk? If you were ROH or TNA, yeah, then I'd be scared of taking risk. But when you're a multi-billion-dollar wrestling company, where, this past Monday Night Raw, believe me, I was there, you go on the Titan and say, did you know? And one of the most talked about, popular brands, like the iPod, Microsoft, and you're in the middle of that, and you're scared to take risk. Stop putting the old guys in there You know, when I mean old guys, I mean veteran guys such as, you know, I know I agree with Mitch on this one that I do want Triple H to return. I used to be the biggest Triple H fan until I found out about, you know, backstage politics and stuff, and you know, I got kind of disappointed in the fact he's kind of like a wrestling whore, you know, meaning that the camera's got to be on him, you know, because he's basically writing the script. I mean, it's him and his wife Stephanie, but you know, guys like him don't need to win. John Cena, oh good God, John Cena wins the Royal Rumble. John Cena wins the Royal Rumble again. I'll be freaking pissed off. But by the way, yeah, for anyone that thinks that the only way for Sheamus and Undertaker, Sheamus and Triple H feud can continue is by Triple H winning the Rumble, that's not true. Because they could have Triple H come in, and let's just say Sheamus is on a roll. For example, you guys remember 2001 when Kane was on a roll in the Royal Rumble? They could do that with Sheamus. Sheamus could look so dominant. Then I don't know, Triple H comes out of nowhere and freaking, you know, eliminates him, and then Sheamus could say, "Oh yeah, I may have took you out, but I was dominant. I was on a roll. I was on to WrestleMania, to main event, fella." And then, you know, they could go off for that. But, you know, the guys I want to win the Rumble are guys like, I can't believe I'm saying this, Kofi Kingston, Dolph Ziggler. I don't think Dolph Ziggler, but the reason why is because something happens on SmackDown. I'm not gonna say. But you know, Jack Swagger. Take that back, Jack Swagger. Respect his in-ring abilities. Mic skills is freaking horrible. But you know, you get what I'm saying. I want the young guys to get a hell. Have freaking John Morrison win it. Have John Morrison win it. Had a great match with The Miz at Monday Night Raw. That was a great match. That was probably the best match I've ever seen live, like literally up close. And I've been to several, you know, wrestling events. So, I mean, you know, I wouldn't mind him winning. You know, depends who you have the belt on. You know, in my opinion, they're probably gonna have the belt on like Randy Orton by WrestleMania, which means it's probably gonna be a heel. Unless you're gonna turn John Morrison heel, that wouldn't make sense. A face and a face at WrestleMania in the main event. Yeah, we had that with The Rock and freaking Stone Cold Steve Austin, but look who turned heel at the end of the night. Stone Cold Steve Austin. So, you know, and I'm sure, you know, Spinnerneck can, you know, correct me that we've had a face versus face at a main event at WrestleMania for a world title. But yeah, I mean, you know, WWE, don't be afraid to take risks. Don't. I mean, don't be afraid. Let the young guys, you know, don't push them too fast, because I think you pushed The Miz a little too fast. John Morrison, possibly too fast, but you know, I mean, just don't be afraid to take risks, WWE. And then with, you know, I agree with Burnett said that, you know, we did get spoiled with the Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels 2 straight years. I mean, we all know how great and phenomenal Shawn Michaels is, you know, on the mic and, you know, in the in-ring ability and stuff. But, you know, he's probably gonna face Wade Barrett. Yeah, face it or not, he's probably gonna be facing Wade Barrett at WrestleMania. Excuse me. My mind went like numb for some reason. But yeah. And just in case you guys don't know, on SmackDown, Wade Barrett goes to SmackDown. But yeah, I don't know how many of you guys heard that. If you didn't, I'll inbox you it. You know, because I don't want people to point the finger at me like, oh, you spoiled it, you suck, man, I freaking hate you, I'm gonna go down with my freaking 2-inch knife and slit your throat all over your laptop and just go, ha ha ha, this motherfucker dead. But yeah, that's about it, you guys. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Gotta admit, this video so far it's not that bad. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. You guys know who I just tried to make fun of right there.